Hello. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Aaron did not know that that was a different intro. I didn't tell him.
I like it. It's a little bit longer.
Yeah. Did you notice the graphic change?
Yeah, I noticed that on the notification I got through when it said that the show was going to start at 8. I was like, you bastard.
I've been waiting weeks to do that to you.
Why?
You should know I like to fuck with people. Also, it's very topical.
If you say so.
After all, you have come back to save the company.
I don't know about saving this one. This one's a bit far gone, isn't it?
Quite possibly. Anyway, people, welcome to the show. I'm Peter, your host. Hello. Over here, currently suffering his way through severe pains in his mouth, so if he's not too vocal, that's why. So give him a bit of a break there. Still streaming though when he can for all kinds of fun stuff. He's Kieran Colours, so it's Aaron over here. Cool.
I'm just going to be casually as vocal as Isaiah Cassidy on Dynamite this past week. Yeah. Just casually. We so often.
That was one of my favourite things of the week, by the way.
I had a feeling it would be.
Because it was so stupid. It kind of just worked for me, so.
Mm-hmm.
Stupid stuff is fun. It does work. So. If it's done right, that's the trick for stupid stuff. It has to be stupid in a way where it actually makes sense and not just be stupid for being stupid. Like certain people coming back thinking that they can sell their company much better than the people who are already in it. But anyway.
Funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so surprising. I mean, the thing is, when you have controlling share of the company, there's not really a lot anyone can do about it. Let's be honest.
Not really, no.
Let's see, but that's pretty much the most major thing that's happened since Aaron's not been with us. Is literally that. So, and because Aaron missed all the team meetings, that's why he's now Vince McMahon. So.
I wouldn't say I missed the team meetings. I kind of said I was removed from the situation entirely due to grievance. If we're gonna go professional about things.
Hey, I never ejected you from the board. I didn't vote you out.
I thought we was the board. Oh no, there's sometimes a third member.
Well, there's two other members, but we don't show those.
This is fair.
Mm-hmm. And of course, occasionally we do get interrupted by obviously your future wife. So.
If I say she's more of a secretary, to be fair.
Yeah, although that's coming up on you now. It's sooner and sooner and sooner.
It is as well. I'm halfway through your payments too. Thank God.
I know. And you know what that means, don't you?
I can stop paying you soon.
There is that, but you also have to arrange an engagement shoot, you dumb num.
I was going to ask you about that. Would we possibly be allowed to gift the engagement shoot, or would it be, or does it have to be us that uses it?
You want to give it to someone?
Yeah.
Depends who is the honest answer. But we'll talk about that when we finish the show then.
Yeah, that's no worries.
But to a certain extent, it can be all right. It depends logistically on who it is and stuff like that. So we will get to that, obviously, because that's like a work thing, as in my real job, and not just the stuff fun we have here.
Hey, Chef, welcome in.
We're having a lot of there's been a lot of stuff going on lately with photo shoots and stuff because I'm doing Valentine's stuff at the moment for people. So that's pretty much the main thing right now because obviously we're heading up to Valentine's Day. Hope Aaron's remembered.
We've agreed that we're not doing Valentine's this year.
Did you say that you have decided, or that you agree, that you both agreed? Which one is it, Aaron? Tell the truth.
We've agreed, even though I kind of already bought her a Christmas present before even though I made her agree beforehand. I don't mean Christmas present. I mean Valentine's present.
So I know what you meant. Well, you do realize that most of the time when couples say that, they still get each other stuff. It's just what that really means is we're not going to get anything expensive for each other.
I got her an energy drink starter kit. Hi,
Really?
Skyfall. Welcome in. First time chatter.
Would that be from one of your new sponsors, maybe?
Yes, it was. It was from Wraith Energy, who the bearded chef is also partnered with, who's in the chat. I'm all right, chef. I'm still in a bit of pain, but it is what it is.
Well, he's getting married, so he's going to be in a lot of pain for the rest of his life.
Wow. I mean, you're not wrong.
But love is pain, mate. That's pretty much how that works.
This is true.
If things go too smoothly, something's wrong. Honestly.
Sure.
It's worth it when you actually have to put in effort. Just saying.
Oh, definitely.
So, but there you go. But obviously, for anyone who does join in, obviously on YouTube or on Twitch, if you have questions, doesn't have to necessarily be related to what we're talking about. By all means, do say. We don't mind. Pretty much anything goes on this show, honestly, because that's just how we are.
Yeah, if I lean forward every now and then, it's because I'm doing shout outs for people that are coming in, and I've got a new member, a new follower in the chat.
Oh, that's nice. Cool.
Skyfall, nice to meet you.
But with the Twitch guys, you'll have to tell Aaron anything you want to pass on to me because I can't see that. Aaron can. I'm handling the YouTube side of this. So there you go. But the main thing we do on this show is we talk about WWE. But as we said before, we will talk about stuff, but you can ask us about anything. We really don't mind. Because it's almost like a therapy session, let's be honest.
Eagles just asked you what your thoughts on Andrew Tate are.
On Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
I don't know enough about Andrew Tate, is the honest answer to answer that question. That's the honest answer to that, because I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about the guy.
I've got surround echo. What?
So
oh.
Trust me, it's not a case if I don't want to give an opinion. It's the fact that I don't know anything about him to give an opinion. So that kind of doesn't help you, I'm afraid. But what I can do is try and find out so I can give you an answer next time we do a show.
I mean, from what chat's saying, apparently he's a massive see you next Tuesday. I don't know.
Okay. Can you ask the chat why he is one of those? Because I would like context, please.
I mean, you can ask. I'll just tell you the answers.
Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. So, yeah, I would like context, please, because
I'm kind of confused as well because I don't know who Andrew Tate is.
Right, that's the issue I'm having as well, because they may be right, but I would like to know why.
I mean, is he a local councillor? Is he
I think he's some sort of
political nut?
He's an internet personality of some kind. That's all I know. But I think there's something particular about him.
He's been accused of human trafficking.
Okay.
He's a misogynist.
Oh, okay. So very much a women have their place and all that sort of stuff. Okay, I see. Human trafficking thing. I'll
I'm
approach
pretty
that
sure
one
that's how it's
first.
spelled, Chef. So that's how I'd
I'll,
spell it. So
okay, I'll approach human trafficking thing first. Being alleged or accused of is one thing. Being found guilty is very different. Okay.
he's trying to bring back masticating men.
Masticating.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Right. Let's
I'm too disabled for this. This just goes over my head. I don't know anything about the real world, really.
Da, 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 da. Weirdly enough, the only thing I can find about masticate is to do with food. So
He wants to turn us all into vegetables.
essentially, well, the food term is to like crush it to crush it down to make it easy to eat, but I don't think that's what they mean.
He said apparently he's been all over YouTube. If you check out someone called Daz Plays, like DAZ
Okay,
Plays.
I see. Okay, well, I will check out anything because if they're saying that's where to check out, I'll have a look and I'll see what I can find out about the guy, and then I can give you an answer. So, but I'll have a quick look. Right, what I'll do is while you guys are interacting with that, is I'm going to look him up and see what we can find. Okay, because I want to give people. Oh, okay, right.
They said
found a
YouTube will go onto TikTok and put his name in.
I found a Wikipedia entry for a guy called Andrew Tate.
I believe Peter's
pretty sure
more
this
a
is-
YouTube person than a TikTok person, so
I'm pretty sure this is the guy because it mentions misogyny, self-described misogynist, controversial commentary, been banned off social platforms.
isn't misogyny basically being stuck in the dark ages? Like that kind of personality.
Misogyny is the hatred, contempt for, and prejudice against women. That's essentially that is literally the dictionary definition of misogyny. Basically, you're anti-woman, which I fundamentally disagree with as a concept because I love women, so I don't get that at all.
I mean, we'd be kind of fucked without them, wouldn't we?
Well, the thing is, right, we wouldn't exist, for one thing, no matter if you're gay, straight, whatever, because women produce children. So for me, I don't see how we work without them. So also, maybe I'm the wrong audience for Andrew Tate as well. I grew up in a house full of women. There was no men. And you know what? Never a problem. In fact, I think I learned a lot from it. So
we know you love the titties, Eagle. We know you love the titties.
Good for you. Good for you.
Hey, Chef. Not sure if you're still in the chat. Have you tried the voodoo grape yet?
Okay, I found some other stuff about it as well. Apparently, this homophobic and racist comments attributed to him as well. So he was on Big Brother according. He was on Big Brother according to this. So
wait, is he ginger? Like brownish hair, like.
He ain't got hair. He's bald here.
I think I remember watching him on Big Brother.
He may have had hair back then. I don't know.
Wait, you're drinking this one right now?
Apparently, he lives in Romania according to this. He's let's see. Apparently, he's American born, but he lived here. He lived in England for a while and then moved to Romania. A lot of the stuff is well, from what I've read there, I can't say I particularly would like to. I'd say from looking at what I just looked up about him, I can't say I probably agree with him very much about anything because I have diametrically opposed views to pretty much everything I just read.
From everything that I've heard so far, he seems like the kind of person that I'd like to run up to, draw a line down the middle of his head so it looks like a butt, and run away. Hey, Jess.
I'm curious as to whether you'd want to waste the ink from what I read. Because according to what, if you go by what I read, and that's all I can go by without actually having met him or spoken to him or anything like that, misogyny, homophobe, and racist.
Well, homophobe spells it out for me because I hate homophobic people. But
Right,
I
this is
don't
why
hate them. I wish I could understand them. But
You
I
don't get it. You
Yeah,
don't
I
get
don't
it. Is what it is. Yeah.
Oh, that smells like black wine gums.
Yeah. I think the reason why I think for Aaron is the reason why I get that with Aaron because it's a weird I think it's a weird view to have because it's like I don't understand why you'd have a problem with gay people. I don't. I mean,
Babe.
it's Aaron,
Yeah.
as most of you probably know, is bisexual. I'm heterosexual, right? Yeah, exactly. But I'm heterosexual, right? And I don't understand the homophobic thing at all. It's like I don't
I'm smelling
care.
it.
Love who you want to love. It doesn't hurt anyone. But stay away from children. If you go near children, I'm going to hurt you. Okay.
Not sure if
But
you're
other
gonna
than
like
that, as long as you're above, as long as you're of age,
No, the voodoo.
and you consent,
Wait.
go for it.
Black.
But both of these
wine gum.
last two things are very important.
It's got blue bits in it.
Ew.
Be old enough and consent. So that's what I was,
That's what he said.
yeah, I think it's kind of important for such things.
Yeah.
But as for being a racist, I have no time for that at all.
That sounds strange.
I mean, to me, it's a skin color. What the fuck does it matter?
I don't get it for one very simple reason, right? No matter what your culture and your skin color, whatever that is, right? Okay, hey, break to you, we're all human beings.
Yeah.
We just look different, but not being funny. You're talking to two white guys here. We don't look the same either. I know, shocking, isn't it, Aaron? You never realised, did you?
Eagles just commented, did we just get a PTA meeting on Twitch?
Oh, I can give you a PTA meeting if you want. I'll be like, yeah. I am the head of the PTA, and for Team YouTube here, I am the head of the PTA.
He does that good, doesn't he, Peter?
Well, good old Pete. What? Having a quick jerky with the hand action. Yeah, he's very good at that.
I'm gonna go like this instead.
Wait, dip your head back and open your mouth.
You've got the white flag behind you. Anyway. Careful though, don't get that on that flag, okay? It's hard to wipe that stuff off.
I'm sorry, what was that? Was that a Discord link that was just posted? Oh.
No, if it's Discord, yeah, that's one that goes past this old man. I've got no idea.
Old man.
I tried Discord once, but it just bored me. I was like, why?
That's kind of like that kind of puts the color kind of puts me off because it's like really dark, but it's just because it's in an orange cup.
Don't be racist against the drink.
It's colorist because it's not got a race.
How do you know? You are assuming it's race, you bigot.
Yeah, wait, hang on, give it a second. Yeah, I'm on. Yeah, it's definitely Jamaican.
Oh wow, no, Aaron's been incredibly racist.
When he gets cancelled. I won't try.
Yeah, for the rest of the stream, he's going to speak up a Barbadian accent now he's drunk.
I'm not sure on that.
That's what Kaylee says.
I'm really not sure on that. It kind
Smells like fruit pastels. Or bubble.
Oh,
You know the little pink and blue bubblegum sweets?
Mm.
I was going to say, I actually like fruit pastels.
Thanks for the psycho check-in.
The Psycho Watto?
It's a new community that I've been a part of for the past like 5-6 months. Verdict?
I'm not
That's
sure.
fair enough.
I'm on the fence with it, to be fair.
I mean,
Tastes like the bubble mayo vodka.
the fun thing about the
I don't know,
internet is you
I've
can
tried
meet all kinds of people on it, and you do
Mhm.
get some interesting experiences as a result. Don't you, Aaron?
Yeah.
Strange, to say the least.
It is quite strange.
No, it tastes like bubblegum mayo vodka.
It's a little bit sour hints in it for me. It's kind of weird.
Oh, I didn't get no sour hints.
I did.
That's because you're too sour already, Kaylee.
I know, right?
Yeah.
That's what killed banana.
That's that's the channel point redemption for the Psycho Squad check-in, Eagle. Have you never noticed that before?
See, I always like stuff like because something nice and fun and unique for something is always good because that way it stands out more.
I mean, Peanut's got one for her community as well. It comes in and it goes,
Oh.
nuts.
Oh, I like that. That's funny.
Yeah.
So the problem is if I did something like that, it would get us kicked off the internet. So let's not do that. I am the wrong person to have that kind of power.
If I did one for you, it'd probably be like the sound of like a camera snapping a shot.
Oh, no. Let's drop that one back. It's always fun when you have lots of bags.
I'm not saying anything about your bags.
That's because you're afraid of them. They intimidate you.
No comment.
You mean like this camera, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Ah, next.
There you go. That's the nutty fruit picker.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, yes, that's my job. I'm a wedding photographer. That's what I do.
He's lying. He's a
Wait, is that the one you're
professional
going to be
stalker.
using for our wedding?
I also do OnlyFans pictures. Oh, no, I'm kidding.
He has multiple clientele. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I do lots of different types of photography.
If you want to check him out on Instagram, he's drawing the light photography. He's got one for his wedding photos and one just as a full account, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you can find it pretty much anywhere if you know where to look. If you want to bother Aaron to find out exactly where he can tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yes, I'm doing their wedding.
Is that the camera you're using?
Yeah.
Nice.
That camera, let's just say that camera costs more than what your wedding will.
So there's no chance of me getting my hands on it to take a picture with it then?
Not insured to hold it. I actually have to have insurance to use my equipment anywhere outside.
I'm sure you do, Peter.
And the camera.
Oh boy.
That's right. You got to have a laugh, people, don't you? Yeah. It's all good, clean fun. Well, it's not clean, but it is fun. So,
A bit cheesy.
We're still
Well,
talking about the camera, right?
that camera has no cheese on it. That camera gets cleaned more than probably than you do, Kaylee, honestly.
Oh, I found out something last week as well.
Yes, Aaron.
Right, you might want to properly
I'm gonna be an uncle.
I was going to say, that doesn't fit you, mate.
Yeah, just properly like describe, like explain, because you just holding up a baby grove.
I love out of context stuff. It's like, yeah, look. And then if I was like, what? Aaron's pregnant? No.
I don't know in depth whether or not he does that sort of stuff. I wouldn't say no, but I wouldn't say yes either, because I don't know.
Wow. Way to give an affirmative answer there, Aaron. Okay,
Well, he's
can
obviously
you say,
was.
Aaron, can you actually say what
That's
they've
right.
asked you?
Have you ever filmed a porno?
Yes.
I knew
I
the
get
answer
paid
to
a
that.
lot. I get paid a lot of money for doing such things. There's a lot of contracts involved
Mm.
and lots of NDAs. But yes,
Non-disclosure agreements.
because I do video work as well as photography.
Brazzers. Sorry.
Well, I have a background in acting, so it's one of those things. But no, not Brazzers. Brazzers have their own crew they use. Well, Brazzers actually have their own crew they use for stuff. Generally, when I do stuff for people, it's usually because I work as a freelancer. So people come to me and they have to offer me a certain amount of money for me to even think about it.
Sorry, Eagle. There are no jokes here. That we answer all questions.
Oh yeah, I'll put it this way, you can ask whatever questions you like. I, however, reserve the right not to answer something.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how that works.
And vice
Kenny,
versa.
however, will tell you anything you want.
And it's on my caring. It's not on my carings page. It's on my OnlyFans page.
Yeah, which is
Do you remember what it is?
Caring too much for colours.
No, that's yours. Mine's not caring
That's
enough
yours.
with colours.
there you go. Aaron never gets that right, people. He gets it the wrong way around.
So that's why my views have been declining.
Yeah, they click on your link thinking it's going to be Aaron.
I deleted my account because I got bored.
You had an account?
No, I'm joking.
Oh my goodness!
Okay, now.
Right.
What would
Well, here's the thing. They both have accounts. They both sell feet pics.
Mine sell better.
Say foot pics galore.
Mine sell better because mine are more odd.
Well, that's because you don't
Oh.
send your own feet. You send elephant feet pictures.
It does elephant feet. Mine are finger feet because I can lift stuff up with my toes so they get like all the good stuff.
So can I.
Yeah, I can do that too. That's 3 of us.
I can type texts with my toes.
I just can't lift my legs
I
up.
can-
Really.
I can do the middle finger thing with my toes.
Yes.
Nope, I can't. I can bend my second big toe back and touch my foot with it. Don't ask me how I know that.
Is there
Well,
any
haven't-
benefits come in the chat right now? This is gone.
Well, as far as the chat goes, yes, chat. Basically, Katie's quite flexible. Depends on what you offer, and that's for Aaron. he can be one way, he can be the other. It depends.
I can pay whatever you want me to pay.
Don't say that. No. You're only bi. You're not pan.
Eagles just said, "Where the fuck is the link?"
To whose?
I don't know. Throw a stone. Apparently, all 3 of us have got one.
Yeah, I actually do.
I mean, professional-wise, it probably makes sense.
Right. I'm going to put this into context to explain this. Right. If you shoot content for anyone who's on OnlyFans, you have to have an account because you have to have the person who made it and the person who's on there both have to be listed and tagged so they can verify your ages to make sure it's consensual and that you're both of legal age. Even if you're the person filming it or shooting it, that's why I have an account. So don't get excited, people. I'm sorry.
Damn it.
Most professional
Or don't get
photographers
upset.
have an account because they have clientele that have accounts and they shoot for them.
Right. It makes it easier for because if the creator wants to use our photos on those sites, they can't do it without us being there.
Yeah.
Because you can actually get struck off and get your account closed if you use something you can't verify.
Yeah.
So it's a legal thing, basically. It's just to make their lives easier. So for those of you who actually want Aaron and Kaylee's honeymoon footage,
Who's that going on? One of yours.
you guys are going to have to do like a crowdsourcing thing and raise the money.
Go fund me.
Kaylee can give you the target. Kaylee will give you the targets to how much it needs to be, and if you hit it, then she'll talk.
69 grand.
69 for 69.
Oh, by the way, if we hit this month's quota, the £100 goal, Kaylee said that on the 24-hour stream that I do, that'll turn into a 36-hour if we hit the goal. That she stream solo for 2 hours.
I'm really resisting a joke right now.
Please don't. Do not resist it.
So that way I can take a short break.
She says solo, but she'll have a flexible friend with her, which is plastic and buzzes.
I mean, technically it doesn't count as a friend because it's inanimate. So it will still be solo.
What, you don't name them?
Ah?
What, you don't give it a name?
Yeah, but Buzz isn't alive. Like, Buzz is inanimate, so...
So do you call yours Buzz Lightyear? So is it like Infinity?
Yeah, boy. Thank you for being fun.
Yeah.
Is Aaron, is yours Woody?
Yeah.
I was going to say, I've got another one called Woody, and then Aaron's is just called... I don't know. I've not named Aaron's yet.
Can I just be Woody?
You can be Spud.
The fuck?
I got it. He's Bo Peep.
Well, I mean, I am a bit sheepish. Anyway.
We also live on an island full of them. That's the reason for that joke.
Yeah.
He's not
Right,
wild. He's not in Wales, people. Calm down.
I want to go continue watching Graves.
So are we going to
Also,
start talking
if anyone wants
wrestling
to
or
make it-
what?
We will. By the way, if anyone wants to point out that I made a joke about the Welsh, yeah, I'm a quarter Welsh. I can do that joke. It's fine. Right. We probably should.
Yeah, I do kind of want my
Obviously.
fiance tonight, you know.
Do you? Really?
Yeah, I do.
That's
Is
not
it-
what you told me earlier.
Is everything okay, Eagle?
Oh, no, wait. That's what Aaron told me. Sorry.
What do you mean somebody call you?
I think he wants to get in on the action.
Probably.
Wait, is Eagle the young one? He's cool.
The young one.
Oh, your nickname's Spud. Oh.
Wow. Wow. There's questions right now.
Oh, no.
There's a joke about a potato gun there somewhere, but I'm leaving that alone.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, I'm not-
Yes, I made him. I made him pain.
I'm going to nickname it Bob.
No. No.
Bob Cratchit.
Why? Generally.
Yeah, Kaylee. No.
No.
Why?
Think of a
His
different name.
nephew called Bobcat.
Yeah.
No. Please, no.
Call it Jiminy Cricket.
What? Because it's tiny. That's mean.
I noticed it was tiny.
That's what I was saying. I was like, why? Because it's not.
Jiminy
not how it
Cricket's a
came
magical
across.
creature. See,
Voldemort.
I'm trying to help you here, and she's making it worse. Right.
You're gonna name my. I mean,
He should not be named.
You could call it. Yeah, you could call it Voldemort. So they could be. That should not be named. Yeah.
because it's killed tens of people.
My penis has come to die. Only my penis can live forever. Anyway.
He says as he swallows Viagra.
Before you die, can I make a cast of it so I can?
You've heard of lead coffins, right? It could be a lead moulding of his.
Yeah, you get what did that.
Only if you do one of your vagina.
You do realise there are shops that you can buy the moulds to do stuff like that. That's what I'm saying.
I saw somebody do one on TikTok, and all their reaction, all you heard was, "Oh, that's cold, that's cold, that's cold, that's cold."
Oh, that'd feel nice.
I don't know.
Okay. FYI, do not do it with beeswax. You'll regret it.
Wink wonk.
I've seen somebody do it with beeswax, and they very much regretted it.
That was a bad idea.
Well, put it this way, if you had hair down there, you won't afterwards.
I'm good. No, I don't think I'll try that.
I will.
Well, I think it'll come off your balls quite easily, Kelly. It'll be fine.
Yeah, they're nice and
Then you have the suction cup sound effect. Oh,
What's got Garfield down there?
I'll be like this. Right, I'm going to go watch Grey's Anatomy. Get on with your podcast.
yeah, we really should start talking about the wrestling, shouldn't we?
We should, yes. But people, honestly, if you still want to ask us questions, we go do so. It's fine. Right. Raw. Let's go with Raw.
Right.
Unless you want to do the Rumble first.
Cody Rhodes won the men's Royal Rumble. Austin Theory retained. Rhea Ripley won the women's Royal Rumble, which I called from the start. And was there anything else important that actually happened? Oh yeah, Bianca retained as well. Oh, and we had the Bray Wyatt Funhouse match that he completely beat LA Knight, which was not a shock at all.
You're forgetting one.
Am I?
Roman.
Oh, the Usos
Roman
retained?
Owens match.
Oh, the Roman Reigns, yeah.
Yeah.
The Usos weren't on the show.
That's- No, but that's a bit more relevant because of more to do with what happened during
the
and
week.
after, as opposed to the match
Yeah,
and leading up to it.
Roman Reigns won, then there was a beatdown on Kevin Owens where Sami Zayn turned on the bloodline and yeah. I kind of felt sorry for Sami more than I felt sorry for Roman, to be honest, because Roman's just being a dick.
Roman is a dick.
Yeah.
And that's everyone. People who know me know I like Sammy, so it's not really going to be surprised that I like Sammy.
Obviously, in the past 2 months since the last show, we've had quite a few losses in the wrestling community as well. We had Mrs. Rhodes from the Rhodes family, the wife of Dusty.
Second wife.
Second wife of Dusty. And we had Jay Briscoe as well, which was quite sad. Real shock. But the first ever match I got to watch with the Briscoes, the double dog collar match. It's like one of my favourite tag team matches of last year.
Yeah, I mean, fortunately, I'd seen a lot of the Briscoes, so I'm kind of fortunate. I've got anyone who's watched Ring of Honor saw a lot of them as well. But the reason obviously they couldn't appear on AEW because Jay said there's some unfortunate things in the past, and that's why they were not allowed on. And now, of course, Jay's no longer with us. His brother was allowed to be on the show and had a tribute match against Jay Lethal, where it was a good match, but it was blatantly obvious what the match was there for. And sometimes that's fine because of what that was. It was clearly a "we respect you, brother, rest in peace" thing, as opposed to let's have a competitive match. It was more of a "we love you" kind of thing, rather than a "I'm gonna beat you."
Mm-hmm. It was a nice send-off. It wasn't like the Brody Lee level of a send-off, but it was a send-off nonetheless.
I think the Brody Lee thing was different because A, he was on TV a lot and then suddenly wasn't, and people managed to get attached to him as well. And plus, he was a bit more known anyway.
Yeah,
and it's a case of how well known you are as well. But there is also a tribute show that took place for Jay Briscoe, which is on YouTube. I think it's AEW's YouTube, and I think it's on Ring of Honor Summer as well.
I haven't had a chance to watch that yet. I know that Castagnoli fights Alan Angels for the Ring of Honor title.
Yeah, there's some good matches on there for anyone who's interested. Give it a look at. Obviously, with a tribute show, you know kind of what you're going to get, but there's some nice matches, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, it sucks with the bad stuff, but it does happen, unfortunately. In the case of the second mother, Dusty's second wife, she was getting on in age. Was not wholly surprising. Jay's was a bit more sudden and shocking because it was a car accident. For those of you who don't know what happened.
Yeah.
So sudden shock. And no
problem, Alligator.
The other reason to specifically mention this in regards to the Royal Rumble is literally after the pay-per-view, both Sammy and Kevin Owens jumped on a plane and went to the funeral.
Yeah.
Because both knew Jay Briscoe very well.
Yeah, Owens was wrestling a match with a J band on as well.
Yeah, a lot of the AW guys and Ring of Honor guys were doing it as well. So I think some of the WWE ones were doing it as well. So that Kevin Owens doing it doesn't surprise me at all.
I believe Strowman had one as well. This past Friday.
Not sure if they would have crossed paths, but that's still nice of him to do it, I think.
Well, I mean, Briscoe was friends with Brody Lee. They knew each other. They crossed paths before. So they probably met through him.
That would make sense, yeah. So, definitely. I think mutual friends as well, plus it's one of those. Because in the wrestling community, despite what you may think with the rivalry, a lot of people know each other.
Mm-hmm. We also had Muta had his final match. Also the match against Shinsuke Nakamura, which was a really good match. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah. His final match, though, was the one in No, which was the 6-man.
Yeah, with Sting and Darby Allin. I haven't watched it, to be honest, but I heard that it was okay.
It's a good tribute when you bear in mind the ages of the people in the match. And let's be honest, Darby did most of the work.
Well, you can't
because of course he did.
Yeah.
So,
personally want to see what I personally want to see. Sorry.
I was going to say, before we go on from Darby, for those of you who'd like a highlight something that's not WWE this week to watch, wrestling-wise, or last week, Darby Allin, Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Banger of a match.
I'm not going to go into anything more than that, but do watch it.
What I want to see happen when Nakamura comes back is I'd like him to pick up the Muta persona with the poison mist, because he took it off of him in the end of their one-on-one match. Let him use it when he comes back.
Well, it depends on what WWE will let him do, I guess. So,
Yeah, I mean,
but the
I
funny
don't
part,
see when.
funny part being in his absence, of course, we've had the re-emergence of his
Oscar.
of his partner, essentially, who did something on Raw. We'll get to that though.
Yeah.
So, but I think that pretty much covers everything before Raw, unless there's anything else. So, yay! So that literally led to it is Raw, blah 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 blah. Right. That's my Raw's intro because I hate the new one. It sucks. Right. So
It's a lot more pop culture than it was, isn't it?
yeah, it sucks balls. I prefer the older ones
Mm-hmm.
because I'm an old git and I'm stuck in my ways.
Yeah.
So there you go. The show starts with the Royal Rumble winner, the men's Royal Rumble winner.
Well, Wumble. Right,
Royal
Jonathan
Rumble, yeah. Yeah, Royal Rumble. For the most obvious surprise in the history of mankind that took place at the Rumble. I'm going to say it that way now just to annoy Aaron, because Rumble.
The Wumble.
On the Rumble, the Rumble winner was Cody Rhodes.
Now
Let me
just
stop,
sounds
I should
like
like
an East radio presenter.
Oh, so let's keep going. Okay, right. So Cody Rhodes came out to the wing and spoke a lot of whiff waffle and some jibber jabber. And unsurprisingly, challenged Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Not really a surprise because the Rumble winner's supposed to pick who they're supposed to fight, right? Okay. For which belt they want to go to. Roman holds them both. Not much of a surprise.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, the thing that's kind of got a lot of people is the fact that they've done this whole bloodline breakup thing at the Royal Rumble when they're having Cody Rhodes challenge him for WrestleMania. So they've got to rush this feud between Reigns and Zayn, or turn it into a triple threat match at Mania.
They won.
No, they won't, because they've done triple threats for the past 3 years. So it's doubtful that it's going to happen again.
There's two reasons why they won't. One, they don't see Sammy that way.
No, and if they're selling to Saudi, I don't think they're going to want Sammy as face of the company.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a third one then. And that would be Sammy's going to get his shot.
Huh?
On his own. Sammy's going to get his shot on his own.
Yeah.
Which none of us think he's going to win.
Mm.
Unless you would like to take a different opinion.
No, I'm with you on that. I can't disagree with you really. But to be honest, what would you be more excited about? Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes or Sami Zayn versus Cody Rhodes?
I think Sammy and Cody's a better match, honestly.
Well, yeah, but which like Roman versus Rhodes has got more star power. Zayn hasn't been popular in that way since his NXT days when he was facing Neville for the NXT title, and then he got power bombed on the apron by Kevin Owens.
Yeah, but the thing is, you asked me what I prefer, and my preference is Zayn against Cody.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because it will be a better match. But you stated a very good case there, quite clear. Star power is Cody and Roman.
And what's WWE more likely to go on? Star Power.
Also, they're racist because they don't want to put it on Sammy because Saudi.
Oh, we missed something about the Rumble actually.
It sucked.
No, the women's Royal Rumble. The men's Royal Rumble was actually surprisingly first in the show, which really kind of shocked me. And also in the women's Royal Rumble, Nia Jax returned, but she's not under WWE contract.
One-off appearance.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Also, Booker T returned in the men's Royal Rumble. Thought I'd mention that because that was quite cool.
And as a consequence, he's literally retired permanently from wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
That came out a couple of days ago for anyone who doesn't know.
Not surprised. Thought
Well,
it
he
was
said-
kind of a farewell thing.
Well, he said, "You know when you know," and my body just said no.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's fair enough because you should listen to your body when it tells you stuff like that.
Yeah.
The funny
Maybe
thing
we
is, we
should have
touched
a
upon it-
conversation with Edge.
I don't know, I'm not thinking about Edge. I'm thinking about when Darby Allin's body's going to tell him that.
When he hits puberty.
Again, when's that going to be?
I don't know. I'll tell you when he's got a beard.
Okay,
By the way, this
Captain.
isn't me knocking. This isn't
Okay,
me
Captain.
knocking Darby
Okay,
Allin.
Captain Bumfluff. Okay.
I've had a shave. I actually grew a beard in the 2 months that I was gone. Like no word of a lie. I actually had I had a full facial hair.
Yeah, and then you screwed it up because I saw the picture where you screwed it up afterwards.
No, I didn't. I went to a barber's and they shaved everything off.
That's what I meant. You screwed it up because you let them do it.
Mm-hmm.
They held
now
you
I'm
down.
dead.
They held you down and made you have it.
Try having anxiety and sitting still for a haircut, and then when you say, "Can I have my these bits like hair shaved?" And he goes,
Sideburns,
"Yeah."
my man. Yes.
He goes, "Yeah, sure," and he goes like that, and then he just went up and across before I had a chance to say no.
You should have held off. You should have withheld payment because that's not what you wanted.
Mm.
That's not the service you asked for.
Mm.
Here's a question, though. If you went to the barber's, legit question. Did he offer you something for the weekend?
No.
Now, here's the question. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
Okay, just check. Because it's quite an old thing. That's why I asked.
Mm-hmm.
If the chat doesn't know, ask.
I went in the middle of the week anyway, so it wasn't like it was going to offer me something for the weekend.
Hey, you never know. You might want to start the party early. Anyway.
Jesus.
Hey, you live in the back end of nowhere. It's not my fault.
This was in Sittingbourne, not Sheerness.
As I said, it's still the back end of nowhere. I've been to Sittingbourne, dude. Trust me. I know it's the back end of nowhere.
I lived there for 10 years.
Dude, I live in London. Everywhere's the back end of nowhere compared to London.
Yeah, I've worked there. I can agree with that. It's got more alleyways than I've got personalities, and that's saying something.
Yeah, the problem is he's never quite sure which one's which. And the alleyways.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'll have to tell you the story of once at some point of how I discovered the
Explain.
most fun alley name in the history of mankind
Oh,
in a random back street.
Igor wants to know what they mean by offering you something for the weekend. I'll let you take this one.
Cool. Okay. Right. Back 50s and 60s is when this started. It probably went up till I'm guessing the 90s from what I remember. Basically, they give you the shave, do the hair, they offer you something for the weekend. Essentially, they're offering you condoms.
Yep. Hairdressers were the main dispensary for contraceptions. You went
For
to get
men,
your
anyway.
hair cut at the end of the week.
Yeah.
You'd leave with a fresh Johnny in your pocket.
But they don't say, do you want a condom? They'd ask you, would you like something for the weekend? Because back then, the weekend would have been, that's when all the fun happens.
I mean, it kind of makes sense when you think about it, because whenever you go to a hairdresser's, you talk to people about pretty much anything and everything. It's basically like a psychology session. No, it's basically the same as when you go to a bar and you talk to a bartender.
Yeah, it's part of the job. You interact to chat with the customers. I do the same thing with my job, but I don't offer condoms to people, just to be clear.
Oh, shit, and I was hoping you'd help me out on my wedding day. Never mind.
You shouldn't need... Actually, never mind. I was going to say you shouldn't need helping out, but I know who the bride is.
Wow.
I'm not saying nothing.
Mm.
No, nothing. No, I didn't say nothing. It's not me.
I think if you go to America and they ask you if you want something for the weekend, I think it might be a little bit different. Especially if the hairdressers is next to a dispensary.
Yeah, we're talking about British barbers here, to be very clear, particularly English ones. So I don't know if it's happened in Wales and Scotland, it very well may have done. It definitely wouldn't have happened in Ireland.
It's definitely a British tradition, I know that much.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's not Irish, though.
Mm.
You can work out why if you don't know. Aaron will actually have an idea about this, wouldn't you, Aaron?
No.
Are you not part Irish?
To be sure.
There you go. See, don't try and hide your Irishness from the world.
The one near you gives you weed, yeah. But see, it's different this day and age. Something for the weekend is something for the weekend.
Oh, are we talking about a powder party or what?
No, more plant than anything, plant based.
Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, but they're talking about a different kind.
Yeah,
because they're on about the kind you smoke, not the kind you inhale.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of which, I opened this tub yesterday on stream.
What tub's that?
It's a tub of powdered energy drink called Wraith that I've got a partnership with, and I opened it and it's got one of those foil sealed lids.
Oh yeah.
As I opened it, the stuff inside came upwards because obviously the air, and I inhaled, and my nose felt fucking awful, and I had a small short headache afterwards, and I was absolutely buzzing off my nut. So if anybody wants to go back and watch that on yesterday's stream, just for a bit of entertainment, feel free.
Mm-hmm. And yes, we will shill. To be very clear, I will help Aaron shill as much as I can help him shill. In case you're wondering, I will not be subtle about it either.
Yeah. So back to Raw.
Yes.
Cody Rhodes got faced off with Judgment Day. That ended up with Balor challenging Cody to a match because he stole shit from him apparently, and taxes were due, and it was just like, this is some bullshit storyline. Why not just challenge him to a fight that's more for Finn Balor than anything else? Whining like a bitch about shit is just boring.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember what followed that, really.
Tag
team match, I want to say?
Edge.
Oh, yeah, Edge came out, attacked Judgment Day. Surprise, surprise. Then tag team match.
No.
No.
Seth.
Seth.
Gable.
Oh,
Chamber.
Seth versus Gable. I knew there was a tag team involved because Otis came out with Gable.
It's a United States title match, which is going to take place in the Elimination Chamber. There are qualifiers for it, and this is the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, for those of you wondering, yes, Aaron normally does these, but Aaron, due to a series of events, has not got his notes. So, I have the lists. So,
Mhm.
There you go. So, yeah, we have Rollins against Gable, US Chamber match. I hate Chamber matches being for anything other than world title shots. I think it's dumb, personally.
I mean, I agree with you, but I mean, at least it's kind of different. Not something we've seen before for the United States Championship. And even though there isn't a title on Raw, the United States Championship has kind of taken the spotlight of the main title on a 3-hour show. So it does kind of need the time in a decent match. And the Elimination Chamber match, why not? It's there, and Roman's not going to compete in it, is he? So
I mean, I do get it when you put it that way, but it's a problem with how they've booked the fact that there's no heavyweight title on the show, so they're having to use the US title to do this, and that's part of it. But yeah, if you are gonna use the US title, then you probably should use it this way if you're going to make it that significant. The problem is, I guarantee you, the minute that there's a title that was a heavyweight title comes back to the Raw, they will drop it back down again, so it'll become nothing.
yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, there'll be no more relevance to it, and that's the problem, because consistent sustaining of the importance of those mid-card belts is a problem WWE have. They don't book them that way. That plus the IC title as well, by the way, for anyone who's wondering. So yeah, Gable and Rollins had a match. Essentially, I found it boring, unfortunately, because I just did.
I mean, these two were like gonna put on a good match because they're both great wrestlers.
Yeah.
But there's no context for it, and I don't see how Gable really deserved the shot at the United States Championship. He's never held a singles title before, so it made no sense to me.
Well,
Storyline.
Yeah, that is one of my issues with this match. Is the case of there's no context as to why this should be one of those qualifiers.
I mean, in my opinion, get Gable the fuck out of this match. Put Ali in it. At least it would make sense that way.
Sure. Yeah. Two former champions.
I know they're trying to like add to the fire between Ali and Dolph Ziggler, but to be honest, Dolph Ziggler and Ali would have been a good tag team. I don't see why they have to have these two have a rivalry over Ziggler getting shots where Ali isn't. Because, I mean, Ziggler's a former world champion. Can Ali say the same thing? No.
No, Ali was
going to get opportunity.
Ali was a cruiserweight champion.
No, he never held the title.
Shh.
He had multiple title shots, but he never held it.
I was just seeing if anyone noticed. Shh.
Yeah. He lost to Cedric Alexander at WrestleMania. He lost to Buddy Matthews.
I know he never won it. I was going to see if any audience noticed, but thanks for that.
He lost to TJP. He lost to Rich Swann.
Okay. How about making him sound like crap and stop listing off how good people he lost to?
The stupid thing is, every person he lost to, he was the better person in the match. Like,
except for
athleticism-wise.
Except for you know who? Pac.
Oh, Pac, yeah. Pac is the exception. Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I would definitely agree with you.
I felt sorry for Pac, that being his only title that he held in WWE.
Wasn't.
Apart from the NXT title. Was the Cruiserweight title.
And it still wasn't.
Huh?
You're missing another title.
Did he hold the Intercontinental Championship?
He was an NXT Tag Team Champion as well.
Oh yeah, with the savior of misbehavior, wasn't he?
And he was twice. Did it twice.
Oh, with Goldust.
No, earlier than that. He was one half the first NXT Tag Team Champions.
I don't remember who with.
Oliver Gray.
The name doesn't ring a bell.
They were called the British Gentlemen. They actually had a team name and everything. So they had the belts. They
Okay,
lost them to,
that rings a bell. Yeah.
Then they lost them, and then Graves and Pac won them. Because he's the first and third tag team champion.
So, yeah.
But,
he was a really good NXT champion, though. His reign on NXT was pretty decent, to be fair.
Well, he was a good cruiserweight champion until they fused Enzo.
Oh, fucking Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, but going back to Ali, because that's where the original point goes. I don't understand why Ali's not involved in this at all. It's a bit weird.
They're trying to add fuel on the fire between Dolph and Ali. The problem is the fire isn't even fire, it's fucking embers at this point because it's so fucking just boring.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with these chamber matches, why aren't they just former US champions in these qualifiers? If you're going to do it that way, then. Because
they've all been future in Devon.
Lashley.
Or they're all retired.
Cody.
I forgot he was US champion at one point.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just won the Royal Rumble, so.
Yeah, but I'm just making a point. There are US champions as you look down the roster. Corbin. Which, of course, he is
returning Matt Cardona. Oh, sorry. Spoiler. Sorry.
Just because Mrs. Cardona is going to turn up doesn't mean Matt's going to. Oops!
Well, that's not what I've heard.
You know me, I like to play dumb. I don't know anything. Anyway.
So, yeah.
To simply sum up this match, Seth won. Big surprise.
We could basically sum up the rest of Raw as well, to be honest, because all of it was contenders matches for different matches at the Elimination Chamber. We had the men's one, which is for the United States Championship. We had the women's one, which is to find out who faces Belair at WrestleMania. Even though there's another pay-per-view before that, which kind of makes no fucking sense.
Would you just like me just to go through who won what match, and then we'll just go sum it up at the end, yeah?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
There was a segment during the show as well between MVP and Theory, where Theory ended up getting.
I have that listed. When we get to that segment, I'll stop, and that'll be your cue, right?
Okay.
Right. So after Rollins defeats Gable, we have Sky against Candice LeRae. Sky wins. Not surprised. Candice has been treated like crap for some weird reason. Don't know why.
While you're doing that, I'm just going to pop to the bathroom. So. No
worries. Rhea Ripley came out. Royal Rumble winner. Just Baron. And gave a speech, as they all do. Essentially, this is Rhea's version of what Cody did earlier. And she challenged Charlotte for Charlotte's world title. So nobody's really surprised at that, because kind of figured it'd be a base. So basically, unless the title changes at some point, it'll be Rhea against Charlotte at WrestleMania. There you go. That leads us on to the next US Chamber qualification match, which was Johnny Gargano against Baron. Well, Bucky Coleman, I guess is what he is anyway. My problem with this is the same as the previous match. Why isn't it former US champions doing these qualifiers? It's a bit odd. You've got Gargano, who I like, in a match against Corbin. It was decent, but the right person won this match, let's be honest. So Gargano beat Corbin, and there you go. And that brings Aaron on to talk about the VIP segment. Go.
Okay, so MVP hosted the VIP lounge as always, and invited Austin Theory. Austin Theory said it was great. Came out, insulted MVP, told him he was old, basically, because he remembered watching the show when he was young. I like that part. So, and what really kills me about this is Austin Theory is younger than I am. Anyway,
You're old, Aaron. You're old.
I'm the same age as Tyler Bates, so shut up.
You're old. You're getting old.
Yeah, my brother turns
By the-
21 this year, so yeah,
By
definitely
the end of
feeling it
this, by the end of this year, you can be an old married man.
through that. So yeah, they waffled on for a bit, exchanged a couple of arguments, well, live rounds verbally, and then Theory basically turned around and said he wasn't scared about his health. He should be scared about MVP's health and Lashley's health when he beats him, because he's beaten him twice already. And said that Lashley should be more worried about Brock Lesnar beating his ass again. And of course, that brought out Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley went to get in Theory's face. MVP jumped in from behind, tried to offer him up to Lashley by raising his head with his cane. And as Lashley was about to charge for the spear, lads, Theories grabbed the cane, pulled MVP in the way, and speared the fuck out of MVP. Theory slid onto the bottom rope, and Lashley's like, "Oh my god, MVP!" And Theory's just walking away, laughing his ass off, holding up the US title.
Oh no, he hit MVP. Oh no.
The segment was okay. It wasn't a bad segment. It was the most memorable thing for me out of majority of the show.
Problem with it, I didn't care.
No, I mean neither. But I remember it. That's the only weird thing about it.
I get what you I get what you mean though, because when something sticks in your mind, then obviously there's a reason it does, and that's fine. But honestly, the entirety of Raw I didn't find particularly memorable.
No, I mean you can tell how bad a show is by what you remember, and the fact that I remember one segment more than I remember the opening of the show and the matches says it all, really.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, from there, we'll take you on to the rest of the matches to finish out Raw. We got Man Boogs, Boogie Boogies.
I forgot about Boogs' return. It was good to see him.
Yes, this was linked to earlier when you talked about Nakamura, because Boogs is obviously you'd be his tag partner. And, of course, he does everyone a big favour here. He beats The Miz.
Yeah.
Which I liked. I'm not going to deny it. I liked that.
Yeah. We then also found out that Boogs will face Montez Ford next week in a singles match for the Eliminator qualifier. And Dawkins will face Elias for the Eliminator qualifier.
I don't get why these are Eliminator matches. I do find the idea of Ford against Boogs interesting, though.
I do, but at the same time, looking at these four people in the locker room for this interview segment, it didn't feel like we had a tag team and two individuals. It felt like we had two tag teams, because Boogs and Elias, that could work. They're basically like the same kind of character. One's just like up another level on like hype, and the other one's just relaxed.
Yeah, one plays electric guitar, one plays string guitar.
Yeah.
Just saying. So I see what you mean, though. It kind of, you can see where it at least makes sense, sure. But it does beg the question, if you're going to have them together like this, why are you not having them in a tag match instead? Because you said it looks more like a tag match than it should be singles matches.
Mm-hmm. And not a bit funny, these two would make a good team. I could see it working out, and it could get Boogs over as well if they was to split.
It's not the worst idea. Not a bad idea at all, honestly. I think it's a pretty good one. Also, anything that highlights Montez Ford, I think, and Angelo, I think is a good one too. So I think these two could probably do that, if I'm honestly.
Yeah. The sooner we find out what they're doing with the tag team division, the better as well.
Oh, that is the same issue as what the heavyweight titles do, because they're all with the bloody Usos.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Right, and following that, I hated this, and I'll explain to you why. Right, this is kind of a make good for a match that should have happened the other week but didn't, because basically something overran. This was them resetting up the cage match between Becky and Bayley. Which happened a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't happen because the Bloodline segment overran at the beginning of the show. So basically, Becky threatened one of Bayley's little flunkies with a chair, and Bayley's like, "Oh, I'll agree to your cage match." And basically, that's why this has happened. It's to make up for the fact they failed to do a cage match a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I mean, I low-key thought that this was good that they're actually giving us the cage match, but in all fairness, with Raw 30, they should have just bunked off one of the men's matches that meant absolutely nothing and put the cage match there instead.
There were segments you could have cut even without removing the matches and still had the cage match still.
I mean, I got sick and tired of the poker match segments. That just got fucking boring.
That's what I was going to highlight. Yeah,
they should have had one at the beginning of the show and one at the end of the show, but they kept going back to it. You
could have got rid of most of those segments, and it would have given them enough time for this cage match.
I think I looked it up, and there was 20 minutes worth of poker table segments.
Yeah, that's plenty of time for a cage match.
You could have cut that down to 5 minutes, 2.5 minutes at the start of the show, 2.5 minutes at the end with the $1 Million Man and the tax man thing. Them two segments, each end of the show, perfectly fine. Even maybe a 30-second one in the middle of the show with one of them losing a hand or something. Absolutely fine. But 6, 7 different segments throughout the show. Stupid.
Yeah. It's too much.
And it kind of pushes gambling, and I'm not a big fan of that.
I bet you're not. Aaron.
Hmm?
Aaron.
Yeah.
I bet you're not.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Oh, thank you. Right. Just seems you're still awake. Oh, did Kaylee come back out, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. After this women's segment, you had Bronson Reed against Dolph Ziggler. This is another chamber qualification match. And Bronson wins. I don't have a problem with Bronson winning. I just think this match was a bit not necessary.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not the fault of either of the people in it. They could have done someone else in this match.
I feel like they could have made this a little bit more interesting and done a battle royal segment for a spot in it and have him win that.
Sure.
But there would have been a more interesting way of doing this, and you could have included people like Ali, The Miz, former United States champion, and just have him win it that way.
What I would suggest for stuff like this, and this is what I like to do, you can tell me what you think. You could have your former US champions take up 5 of the spots for the chamber and leave a spot free. And on the last show before the pay-per-view, have that battle royal then. And then whoever gets to win that takes that last spot.
Uh-huh.
I like that idea personally. That's just me.
Yeah, but then we wouldn't have Gargano in that match.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have a problem with that.
I like the way that they did it for. I like the way that they've done it for the women's. They chose the final 4 in the Royal Rumble for that match.
Then why didn't do it for the men's? That's why it makes no sense. Do them the same way, then.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. The women's one makes more sense. They've actually built that properly.
I mean, there's four of the women that were the last final four in the women's Royal Rumble, and 2 spots available for like wild cards. That's perfectly fine.
Well, there's one spot left now because one of them gets taken on SmackDown.
Oh,
We'll
right.
get to that.
Wait, 1 spot?
So, yeah, a spot gets taken. Well, you've said about the Royal Rumble winners. There's a fatal 4-way match that takes place on SmackDown. The winner gets a spot in the chamber.
Oh yeah, the last spot. Yeah.
Yeah. So, don't worry, we'll get to that. But yeah, essentially all that's left off of that is basically the main event, which was Cody against Balor. And this is Cody's first Raw back after being out for injury for God knows how long. So, unless you really want to be really stupid, everyone knows who's winning this match. It's not hard to work this out. Because unlike the Money in the Bank winners, they pretend the Rumble winners.
Yeah.
So basically, Cody wins. Judgment Day did try some shenanigans in this match, but we got an appearance.
From Edge again.
But Edge was not alone, was he?
No, because Edge was attacked by Rhea Ripley, and then Rhea Ripley got speared out of her injured boots by Beth Phoenix.
There you go. So yeah, Beth Phoenix is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Guess who's back? Back again. Beth is
Yeah.
back. Celebrate.
For anyone who's watching TikTok videos, you may have seen Karen McCullough's TikTok video, which that's why he's singing that song. Yes, I saw it.
I'm an Eminem fan. I like Eminem.
I like chocolates too.
Yeah, but you're more of a Galaxy guy.
Yeah, but I also don't pretend to be black.
Queen.
I'm referring to Eminem, by the way, not Aaron. Aaron does not pretend to be black. At least last time I checked, he doesn't anyway. But anyway.
Yeah, sure. That's on my list of 1,000,001 things to do every day.
Yeah. Only thing I have here for NXT is the NXT special event, so we'll do that.
The what?
Vengeance Day thing. Did you
I don't
watch
know.
it?
Oh, what? Vengeance Day?
Yes.
I
Did you get around
did,
to
but NXT was on Tuesday as well.
Yeah, I didn't bother looking at it because, you know, it wasn't. This has slightly more relevance to that.
Hmm?
If you want to cover NXT, by all means, you can do it. But I don't really care.
I can't really remember. I just know it was stuff that built up for Vengeance Day.
Well, that's why I didn't bother doing it, because I figured just doing Vengeance Day would have covered it.
Yeah.
That's literally why I didn't do it. So we'll do Vengeance Day and then we'll do SmackDown. Okay.
Oh, actually, before we do Vengeance Day, it's February.
Yeah, it's Valentine's Day in about 9 days, people. So
No.
for those other halves, right? You may want to remember that they probably will want something from you.
No, it's February.
Yeah, it's the second month of the year. Congratulations. Well done.
What was supposed to be happening in the first month of the year?
January. It happens in the entire 31 days.
No, because we do 3 shows on this channel, and we used to do 4, sometimes 5 when there was a premium live event or pay-per-view for us people who actually prefer that term. NXT Europe? Where the fuck is it?
You got future endeavored.
Is this seriously what they've done? Are they seriously not doing it anymore?
It's been held up because of everything going on with the boardroom stuff. That's the honest answer.
I was looking forward to fucking January.
Yeah. I was looking forward to fucking January. Well, I think Kaylee might have a problem with you fucking January because, you know, she gets rather possessive that way.
Oh,
Anyway, big great for you. Got to see Timothy Thatcher. Shush.
I didn't real. I knew that he was released, but I thought he'd return.
No, he works for Pro Wrestling Noah.
That was a dream match of mine, though. Timothy Thatcher versus Danielson.
I know. I remember you saying.
So I watched that twice this week.
Yeah, and the second time with his clothes on.
No, just a dressing gown.
Okay. Tissues on? No tissues.
I did go to the toilet halfway through.
Oh, okay. I thought you might broke out the dustbuster or something.
Nah.
Or do you have one of those Henry vacuum cleaners?
No, I've just got a stain on my monitor, right on your chin.
Wow. You didn't even buy me a dinner and a movie anyway. That's just really cheap, tacky date you got right there. I don't know how you managed to get a ring on Katie's finger. Was it though hit? No.
Your guess is as good as mine.
Kaylee, are you there?
Yeah.
He managed to get it on my finger because he is good at playing hula hoop throw.
Okay. Really? Hula hoop throw? I see. Is this the same thing as like throwing donuts onto your penis when it's erect?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. That's good to know. Thank you, Kaylee. Right.
Donuts don't fit. Anyway, moving on.
Oh, the Krispy Kreme ones are the little ones from Sainsbury's.
Oh boy.
Yes, anyway, moving on. Let's move on. It's NXT Vengeance Day, where we're going to move to people, so get off that subject. I'm sure plenty of you probably have donut stories, and we'll get to that if you really want to talk about it.
That's a no from me.
Aaron's Twitch audience do seem to enjoy interesting questions, so that's what I'm saying. Let's see. So, NXT Vengeance Day kicks off the kickoff match to start with. When I say kickoff, I mean the first match. That's what I actually mean by that. Involves
Wesley versus Dijakovic.
Yes.
Good
Not
match.
T-Bar. No T-Bar.
Surprised with the outcome.
Really? Are you?
Yeah, to be honest.
Wesley's been on a really good run, and T-Bar has not.
I'm looking at it from a WWE standpoint. I was expecting them to give push Lee off a cliff because he's not built like a WWE star should be.
Ah, but it's NXT, you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit different when it's NXT.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Wesley beat Dijak, or the former T-Bar, if you prefer. Depends what you like, I guess. I'm sure he's probably quite relieved he's not called T-Bar anymore. That's probably the most important thing you can say about it.
Yeah, just a bit.
So,
Could be worse. It could be called Scripts.
For anyone who's not aware of my opinion of that gimmick, it's fucking lame. He was better off being the, I don't know what, I can't remember what they called it, but
Cirque du Sommelier.
that's the one. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was better off being that. I thought that was actually much more fun, and I think the guy's got some talent, some ability, and giving him something like that is just. Are you trying to like ruin this person's career or something?
Yeah, not to mention he's basically invisible because he hasn't been seen in about 8 weeks.
Yeah. Either Aaron's waving to a ghost or Kaylee just appeared in the room somewhere. So there we go. But although Scripts is not the next thing that's on this show, of course, it's a tag team match.
The Women's Tag Team Championship match.
Correct. Fallon Henley and Kyra James take on Katana Chance and Kaden Carter.
The longest reigning women tag teams champions of any brand that was stated about 5 times before they came out in their entrance. And it didn't at all scream, new champions, new champions.
Also, they had Lou's face, which is always a really big clue.
Yeah. Also, when Kiana James and
Henley?
yeah, Henley came out. When did these two decide to be friends? Because last time I remember watching NXT, they weren't friends. They were like mortal enemies. Kiana James even helped Fallon in the middle of a battle royale, and Fallon Henley was like shocked and surprised and saying, "What the fuck?" And then these two came out with a joint entrance with music that fitted and worked kind of well, and a split entrance. They actually looked like an actual tag team. When the fuck did this happen?
It was like apparently they planned and they just sort of like made it kind of appear, but there was a bit of a build to it, but it wasn't like, oh, that makes sense. It was more of a, oh, okay.
It didn't make sense to me. There's no real build to this, in my opinion.
Well, that's my point. It's a, oh, okay. It's not like, oh, well, that makes sense.
I mean, I got that they didn't exactly get a clean victory, so that's understandable.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, Fallon Henley shouldn't have been okay with that, because Fallon's a face. So seeing that her tag team partner cheated by holding down her opponent's feet that were underneath the ropes as well, so that just screams shit referee.
Yeah.
Surely Fallon Henley shouldn't be okay with the way that they won this match, because she's a face.
Yeah, but the
Kiana
one tag
James
title.
is a heel,
Yeah, but the
but
tag
it doesn't really matter.
Oh, it does, trust me. Have you not seen face and heel tag teams before?
No. Yeah, I have.
Well, that should explain it. Otherwise,
Hmm.
they seem to forget the fact they're a face and a heel team when, oh, look, we won gold. Put it this way, look at, if you want to put it into a term for like average ordinary people, right? People have morals until you're usually up to a point until you offer them enough money.
Mm.
And that's essentially what this is. And for example, Aaron has morals until I offer him like a there you go, sweetie, and then he loses all his morals. I know I'm number one. Thank you.
I just had an itch.
Yeah, of course you did. Yeah, it's the number one itch, is it? Yeah. Yeah, I've got them too. See that right there? Yeah. There, yeah. I've got a couple right here. Well, I don't care. I can't get demonetized, so it don't matter. So there you go. But yeah, Henley and James, new champions, and no real reason for it. Other than possibly, I think Chancellor Carter may be injured. That's usually why these things happen when there's no real obvious reason. I said usually. What was that? Gun pain? What?
Keanu and Chance are
number one.
getting the push. They're going up.
What? Up or up? Did you say one or two?
I mean, main roster's kind of like a glass ceiling, so I guess you could go like that.
Are we talking about apart or together?
Together, as far as I'm aware.
Right, it's just the way you make that sound, Danny. You make it sound like they're lesbian lovers, mate. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, I'll just put it in this context. Apparently, Lynch is going to have some backup soon.
Right, okay, there you go. That's the easier. You could have just said that as opposed to getting me to guess whether they're lesbian lovers or not.
Yeah, that's what I've heard anyway.
The thing is, you're pointing like that and you've got that flag behind you, dude. That doesn't help. Because, as we both know, we know what that flag means. Unless I'm mistaken. But I'm guessing there's a reason it's behind you. You don't just fly up arbitrarily things behind you. There's a reason it's there. Aaron's experienced a bit of pain right now. So anyway, I will head on to the next match while Aaron recovers. We have Hayes against Cruz. 2 out of 3 falls. And this falls into the raw category of things as I didn't give one crap about this.
The only thing that surprised me about this match was it was a clean sweep.
Yeah, it's unusual for these kind of matches because usually when it's 2 out of 3 falls, it tends to be 1 fall each and then there's a deciding fall. Occasionally, it's a clean sweep, but it's not common when it happens.
I mean, when I saw the length of the pay-per-view, it kind of told me that there was gonna be like a match that was like shorter than it should have been. I wasn't expecting it to be this match though. But to be honest, I don't think this match got enough publicity for it to even be on this show. It felt like a last-minute decision.
I didn't realise it was supposed to be on this show, actually.
No, I didn't either.
So
I watched the pre-show and I was just like, wait, that's happening?
Yeah.
The only thing I will say though, it's set up nicely for the end of the show. Because the clean sweep for Mello kind of makes you look at him and think, okay, well, he's just beat a former main roster star. What's next? And he comes out at the end of the show and
I'm so glad you didn't say who's next because I would have
Point
had to
at
have done the
him.
Goldberg thing. So, did we get another voice noise then? I just swear I just heard something at your end.
Yeah, it's just Caveman. Thank you for the Nutty Crew check-in, Caveman.
Ah. So, why is Caveman a Nutty Crew thing? Is that what Caveman's part of? What?
Caveman, I believe, is part of the Nutty Crew, and I invited him to the Psycho Squad as well, so he's in both crews the same as me.
So he's a nutty psycho.
Yeah, we're both nutty psychos.
Cool. Okay. Just checking. Must be an interesting way to introduce yourself to people. Hi, we're nutty psychos.
Audio
Which
almost
is-
makes
or
you
you should
sound
not-
like helium. Really?
Who's on helium?
Me, apparently my audio sounds like I'm on helium.
You sounded right to me, but maybe that's a Twitch thing. I don't know.
I don't know, I've been having audio problems since I got back.
I would also say, bear in mind, obviously, Aaron's also in pain, so he's probably not speaking quite properly either.
Mm.
So I wouldn't be surprised if it is slightly off. So, but it helps. It helps if you tell us these things, guys. It does, because we can't hear what you guys hear. So you telling us is a good thing, definitely. Old feedback and questions are good. Or good. Doesn't matter what it is. That's how these things work. So, but as Aaron pointed out, Hayes won the match. So yeah, that's that really. And that leads us to the men's tag title match, which was a fatal 4-way.
I just want Trick
So-
and William. I just want Trick.
So go on.
You need to turn your mic up. Okay, I'll turn it up a little
Maybe-
bit. Thanks. I
Maybe you need
appreciate
to
that.
push the game. Yeah, maybe it should gain.
Oh, jeez. First time chatter, Alicia Cart. Welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're well.
Hello.
Next we had the NXT title match, wasn't it?
Tag titles.
Tag
The men's
titles.
tag titles. It's a fatal 4-way.
Oh, see, I wasn't interested in this match. This match just seemed really fucking random.
Yeah, I personally think this match was done for the express purpose of the result.
This just felt like a handover kind of handover match.
Yeah,
Like easy
that's what I
way for
meant.
New Day to drop the titles and go back to the main roster without being damaged.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
as
that's-
far as
that's
as far as
exactly
the
what it's
title
for,
reign
yeah.
was as well, it's one of the shortest title reigns in NXT history, I believe.
It's certainly up there, I think. So, yeah.
And I
I don't think
mean,
it's the shortest, though.
for Triple Crown champions, like that doesn't really bode well, especially when they used to have the longest reigning tag team championship run in history before the Usos overtook them.
Yeah.
I feel like this was just a way to get the Usos off of Creative's case. They let them go back to NXT and hold gold for a couple of weeks just to keep them happy.
Believe it or not, the shortest reign for NXT titles, by the way, is 2 days.
Oh, they
And
probably
you
won
won't
it.
but you won't guess what
probably-
the team is.
They probably won it on the Wednesday and lost it on the Saturday. So I'm gonna go with Mustache Mountain.
You're correct. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised. Do you know what the longest one is?
Undisputed Era,
I knew this without looking. No,
I believe. It's not.
it's not. It's not. I think you might find this one harder, honestly.
No, AOP.
No,
Sanity.
no,
The Adrian Neville and
no.
no, fucking hell.
Yeah. I would have been surprised if you'd remembered this. I remember it because of who it is.
Trying to think of tag teams. Revival.
No,
The Wyatts.
nope,
The Lucha Dragons.
nope.
You know, I'm trying to think of.
The thing is, both these answers are surprising considering, but I think this is more surprising of the two.
Longest reigning tag champs. Oh, is it including NXT UK?
What about just NXT ones? No, just the NXT ones. Would you like me to put you out your misery and just tell you?
Sure.
The Ascension.
Oh, Connor and Victor.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about them because obviously they're not WWE anymore.
Yeah.
And as soon as they went up to main roster, they was shit.
And they were shat on, yes, respectively. So, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those other teams came close, but they are the longest. And the reason I remember them is because of what happened to them afterwards. But yes, as Aaron pointed out, this is pretty much a get the belts off a New Day in the easiest way possible without causing many problems and put it on somebody else. We had 3 other teams in this match. It was pretty deadly. Chase University and Gallus. And honestly, probably the right team won.
Also, it was ouch. I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay. If you think about it, Levin. But yeah, I think the right team won this match, considering, because I think they've had them before, and I think giving back that this soon is probably not really going to be good. New Day weren't going to win because this was clear. Chase University, again, you've got the 2 people who are in this. They're okay, but I would not have them as tag champions. So it really only leaves you Gallus. And Gallus are decent enough. They're a good faction. I think this works for them. So you can have some interesting things with it. And of course, with Gallus being more than just the 2 people, they could possibly freebird it. Because they won it under Gallus, not as in individuals. So that allows you to freebird it. Same way New Day used to with tag titles. So there you go. New tag champions. That is then followed by the women's title match, which was a freeway. Do you remember who was in it? Or do you want me to do it? Sorry?
I'm not commenting on the fact that you called it a freeway.
Well,
you can handle
to be
it.
perfectly blunt. Okay, to be perfectly blunt, one. No, I wouldn't. I don't actually fancy any of the 3 women involved, but to be fair, they wouldn't fancy me either, so that kind of works out. So they're not for me, honestly. So as in looks wise, I mean, I don't know what they're like for people. I've never met them, but by pure looks, not my type. But yeah, the women's title match was a 3 women's match: Perez, Dolan, and Jane. And for those of you unaware, Dolan, of course, used to be part of Toxic Attraction, which of course is not a thing anymore because somebody left.
Yeah, because she's making more money now.
Yeah, good for her. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Not surprising.
Not at all. This was a filler women's title match, honestly, because it was obvious who was going to win this.
Yeah. I will say I like Gigi, but
in what way do you like Gigi?
she's like my type. I like her. I'm attracted to her.
Okay, that's why I was like, because she could have met as a wrestler. That's why I'm asking.
I love her as a wrestler as well.
Okay, but this is why I'm asking, because there is a difference. It's fine to like both. Just because you like somebody or fancy them does not mean that you do anything about it. Just to be clear, people, that's not how the world works.
I don't know what they did to her in this match, but her makeup was like really like outlandish and weird, and I didn't like it. It kind of like weirded me out a bit.
I suspect that was the point, to weird people out. So, but unsurprising to anyone, Perez won this match.
What made me laugh is they both pinned her at the same time at one point, and she kicked out, and the penny didn't drop that they could both win if they worked together. They continued to like hit each other and shit for the rest of the match, and I was just like, "You fucking idiots! You've got a 2-on-1 title here. You could be co-champions, like the first NXT women co-champions in history. Like, do what Michelle McCool and Layla did fucking 25 years ago, or however long it was. Like, make a bit of history." But no, you had to like go at it hammer and tong at each other. And both missed out. It was kind of stupid, in my opinion.
Yeah, the thing with something like that, though, is the 2 people in question have to be okay to be that. Otherwise, it's never going to work.
I mean, they was okay enough to win the women's battle royale together.
Yeah, but that's one thing. But it's not winning a singles title. Because if 2 people win a singles title, it's always going to end only one way, honestly. And that's with them turning on each other, because that's just how that happens.
Yeah.
And either they both lose the belt, or one of them ends up with the belt. Either way, somebody gets shafted, and it's usually not particularly good for even the long run anyway. Which is what happened with Michelle McCool and Layla, as you mentioned, because Layla left the company long after she lost. So, which would be a reason why you may not want to do something like that. But that does bring us to the men's NXT title match, which was Braun Breaker versus Grayson Waller. If any match on this show was incredibly bloody obvious, it would be this match. Because no way, no how Waller's winning. It was as simple as that.
I will give we'll give Waller and Breaker some credit though. It was a freaking good match.
Yeah.
And that spear at the end by Breaker. I know you're not a fan of the spear.
I don't like to. My issue is not with the move. It's too many people use the move.
No, yeah, I know. But did you watch that spear that he hit on Waller?
It's better than what Lashley does. Put it that way.
Yeah, it looked like it fucking hurt.
Right, that's the thing.
Better than Roman's spear on the Undertaker at WrestleMania 30.
Right, that's my thing with stuff like that. If you're gonna do that move, it has to look like it really hurts. And too many people who do that move make it look really, really weak. If Braun does this constantly and executes it that way, then it's not an issue.
if you was to put Braun Spear from last night on one screen and Roman Spear on the Undertaker at WrestleMania 30 on the other, Bronze would look more devastating.
That's not surprising. That
I mean,
Spear
like,
Roman- that
sure,
Spear Roman
Roman
did.
won. Emotionally, that was devastating because it was end of an era. Bye bye Undertaker, whatever.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't
Well,
by
it kind of
Undertaker, was
felt it, but it felt it at the time. But
Right.
that spear last night by Braun was probably one of the best spears I've seen on televised in like the past 3-4 years, maybe.
Yeah, I can see that. I will say, even at the time, I didn't think that was the end of it for Undertaker. I just no.
No, plenty more blood to get out of that stone at that point.
And they're still doing it now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a badass.
I saw a meme the other day. It was Undertaker in his old Phenom outfit, and it said, "That's it, I'm retired." And then it had a picture, and it was literally just the Saudi flag, and the caption was, "The fuck you are."
Shawn Michaels recognises your flag.
Yeah.
Perfect retirement, ruined by a complete and utter toss. Hi, Ric Flair. Hi. Anyway.
Oh Jesus! Don't, please, no.
Ric Flair caught that Saudi flag out the corner of his eye and he went, "Woo!"
And Saudi went, "Okay."
Yeah, I bet they did. But again, we should probably be very clear. Yeah, Breakker wins this match against Waller, so Breakker retains the belt.
Yes, indeedy.
So, would you like to elaborate a bit more? Because you did mention about Hayes earlier, so you may want to comment on this now.
No, I'm good.
Okay, cool. Right, that was the end of Vengeance Day, basically. So, done.
I'd give pay-per-view a 6 out of 10. Vengeance Day, 6 out of 10.
Sure. You didn't rate Raw,
Or
by the way.
possibly 7. Oh, at the end of the main event of Vengeance Day, Carmelo Hayes came out and pointed at Braun Breaker, so we're gonna have them two face off at the next one, I believe.
What? Why do you think I said to you just now? It's like, did you want to mention about Melo here?
I kind of already touched on it, but I just thought I'd refresh it.
Yeah,
I was kind of panicking as well because I got a message on my Instagram, and I was looking at it. I accidentally clicked it, and it followed the link, so I just had to come back to this.
Just don't click random links on Instagram.
I was curious to see who followed, but it's just another fucking graphic designer after my money.
Unless I send you links on Instagram, do not click them.
Okay.
Okay. Because if I send you an Instagram link, it will be safe.
Unless you get hacked.
From my private Instagram account, yeah, that's not like to happen because that's locked. The way that's locked down, not a chance.
All my Instagram accounts are locked down like that.
Yeah, but my business ones can't be locked down the same way because they're business ones. My personal one is very much locked down, so good luck with that. Anyhow, yes, Aaron's clicking random links on the internet looking for porn, I'm guessing. But anyhow, let's get on to SmackDown because it's the last show that we got to do.
Yes.
We started with a tag match. Let's go to the matches. It's Braun Strowman and Ricochet versus Imperium.
Three guesses who'd win this match. Imperium won. No surprise, really. Not for me, anyway.
So, funny thing
Um,
is, I'm just going to confirm this because I think WWE's website actually says something different. Let's see if I've actually done this properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, WWE's website have Strowman Ricochet winning.
Oh, good job.
Because for those of you unaware, I always check WWE's website as well for stuff because there's various reasons why. One of which is to see how they report certain things, certain decisions, awards and stuff. And that one I noticed because I'm like, pretty sure that's not what happened, but okay.
Mm.
So WWE said it was Strowman and Ricochet at one, so. But you didn't realise that, Aaron, did you?
I don't really pay attention to the WWE website because I usually have my notes in front of me.
Yeah, but it's not like you watched it or anything, and it's sort of your own eyes who won.
Oh no, not at all.
Because you have no idea who actually won the match, really, do you?
Uh-uh.
So yeah, so Ricochet and Strowman apparently won this match according to WWE's website. When in actuality, Aaron is correct, by the way. That's actually what happened, what Aaron told you at first. But WWE seems to have a different idea about it.
Indeed.
So yeah. That made them number one contenders for the SmackDown tag titles, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who are unaware. So, which means at some point they're supposed to have a match with the Usos.
And I've heard that at some point, one have said Usos is going to relinquish his title belt.
Well, funny part is at one point they're going to go to Canada, and I'm pretty sure one of them can't actually go.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone doesn't know why. That's all I'm saying. Oh, wait, hang on. There you go. The Visual Clue Hour with Peter. Anyhow.
D-U-I.
Hey, young man.
D-U-I.
Do you have a D-U-I-I, D-U-I-I-I? There you go. Make it musical for you. It wouldn't be surprising, especially with what's been going on as well. So, but we'll see how that goes.
What would have made me laugh is if Jey Uso ran away to Canada to get away from Roman Reigns.
Well, Roman can go there.
Yeah, but it'd be the least expected place to run into Jey.
Fair. Apart from China. But Canada makes sense because that's where Sammy's from. So just saying. So really enough, that would actually make some degree of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But anyhow, that leads us to a women's SmackDown title match. which is Charlotte Flair defending against Sonya Deville. What a waste of fucking time. Who thought Sonya was winning this match? Anyone? 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 Anyone at all?
If you did, you're an idiot.
Yeah, dummy. Yeah. Yeah. Charlotte clearly won this match because, of course, she did. So, right. After that, tag match. Viking Raiders against the Brawling Brutes. Any comments, or should I just say who won?
It wasn't a very memorable match because I don't really remember it. I know that the Raiders won.
Yeah, there you go. That's pretty much the only thing that you need to take out of it is the Viking Raiders won the match.
And then afterwards, Sheamus and McIntyre came out and started attacking them from behind.
The Viking Raiders, to be clear.
Yeah.
They didn't turn on the Brutes or anything like that. Just be clear. Because we know Sheamus likes to turn on people, but we should be clear about it.
Yeah, it was a payback for them getting them out of the Eliminator tournament for the tag titles.
Yeah, there you go. So, there you go. That in turn leads to the four-way match for a spot in the Women's Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Which was Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, and Selena Vega and Natalya. Now, I, using all my lifelong senses of WWE talent and knowing who's likely to win what, guess who won this from a fucking mile away?
Thanks for the luck, Caveman.
I gave man. Do you have anything to say? Or should I just again go with the winner?
No, I don't really have anything to say about the rest of SmackDown.
Okay, cool. Right.
Apart from the very end.
Okay. Well, there's only one more thing I'm going to talk about anyway, and then you can get to that. So basically, the women's match, Natalya won, because of course she did. There you go. And that brings us to Roman Reigns having a nice little meeting and enjoying himself, because that's just what Roman does. Roman then gets attacked by Sami, because of course he does. And then the Bloodline attacks Sami. This all leads to a title match, which is going to take place at the Chamber between Sami and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron's thoughts.
I didn't mind the ending of this show, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't the worst thing that they could have done, but I mean, it wasn't the best either. I mean, I like the mystery of the fact that Roman hasn't heard anything from Jay. Neither has either his brother neither has either of his brothers. So, like, that's completely up in the air right now.
Mm-hmm.
Did I expect Sami to actually attack Roman when he went out to the ring? No, I expected him to be interrupted by Kevin Owens for some reason.
Sure.
And then like the fact that Sami did actually jump him was like I thought it was actually like good. Like good. He's got like a right to be angry, really. And then when they said that he wanted his championship, I was like, oh yay, we're gonna get this. But then the Bloodline attacked, and I was just like, okay, maybe we're not gonna get this. And then when Roman held them off, I was kind of like, this is kind of poetic because this is what Sammy tried to do to him, to Kevin Owens, but he's
Yeah.
doing it to the Bloodline, and then he challenged Sammy to a match at Elimination Chamber, and I was just like, okay, so it's actually Roman laying out the challenge. This is actually like a bit different to what we usually get, because usually it's people coming out and saying they've had enough of Roman. I want to fight you. This is Roman actually coming out and saying, I want to fight you. It makes it a bit different and kind of makes this angle work a little bit better, in my opinion. I just
Yeah.
don't like the thought of this actually happening in Quebec. This feels like it's just going to be a remake of the Montreal Screwjob.
Wouldn't be surprised. Let's be honest though, we're going to be missing an Uso, maybe two. So they'll have to come up with something. So,
Unless
But
that's
let's be-
why we're not seeing. Unless that's why we're not seeing Jay at the moment. He's gone there to sort out all the problems so he can make an appearance in Canada.
quite possibly. Because sometimes when you travel, you have to do visas and stuff like that. And because he has those, it might require a bit more work on his part. So that could be what that is, honestly. I wouldn't be surprised if that was what it was, honestly. The other reason to obviously pull him off screen is possibly if he can't go, then it's storyline that he's not around anyway, so he's not going to be missed. So either way, it can work out. But yeah, I think there may be a chance that they are trying to sort it out to make it possible for him to go. But this way works both ways. If you can, then great for them, and if you can't, they've already covered it by him not being around.
If not, it'll probably end up being on the Raw after Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, which is live from Montreal, Quebec, Canada. No, I'm kidding. What you tend to find, weirdly enough, is once they've done Raw, once they do a pay-per-view in Canada, usually the very next Raw is usually like in New York or Philadelphia or something. Because it's literally right across the border, because they're not that far from each other.
Yeah.
You won't go from Quebec, for example, to go to Los Angeles, because that's stupid distance to travel. Well, saying that, back in the old days when your territories, some of the territories used to do that shit. And it was dumb as fuck. Probably one of the many reasons the territories don't exist anymore, but there you go. But to cut a long story short, though, that is pretty much SmackDown. That's SmackDown done now. So Aaron, if Aaron has any final thoughts, and then of course he has to give us a rating.
No final thoughts.
So a rating then.
7.
You give me SmackDown a 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't mind it. It was better than Raw. There was just no real I was kind of surprised by the fact that Zayn showed up, but then it doesn't really count as a surprise because I knew it was either going to be Sammy, Kevin, or Jay.
Well, I think it kind of has to be Sammy, because if you want to do the chamber match, you kind of need to start that now.
Yeah.
But I do get what you mean, because it pretty much has to be one of those three, because you couldn't really have Jay. We've kind of said why it probably wouldn't have been Jay, and Kevin. Why would it be Kevin at this point? It wouldn't really make any sense, honestly.
I mean, I was scrolling through TikTok the other day, and I had I came across a guy that was talking about this WWE stuff, and he was talking about the Elimination Chamber as well. And he had an idea about a main event Elimination Chamber match. Put Sammy in the Elimination Chamber match, and put the rest of the Bloodline in the Chamber match too. Each of them come out one by one. Sammy starts the match with Jey Uso. And then Solo comes out, so it's Sammy, Jimmy, and Solo. And then Roman comes in. And then the last person who went to the match is Jey. And Roman's just about to finish off Sammy. And Jey saves Sammy. And then the Bloodline just implodes. You have the twins fighting each other. Roman and Solo teaming up on Sammy, and it just turns into a beatdown. But like the only problem with that sort of matches, what are they fighting for?
I also think that's a bit harsh on Sammy to have Sammy have to technically fight all of them. Because this person clearly doesn't like Sammy, whoever's come up with this idea, because you technically have him fight all of the members. So, really? Do you think that's fair, honestly? Do you have a problem against people from Syria or from people of Canada or gingers? What? Because that's
harsh. In all fairness, I get what he's kind of saying, but just don't have it in an Elimination Chamber. Make it a gauntlet match. Sure. And if Sammy wins the gauntlet, he gets to fight Roman at the next pay-per-view or something. Have him have to come through the Bloodline, and then the final match, which will be Sammy versus Jey, have Jey lay down for him or something.
That makes more sense, though, honestly, what you just said. I think having a chamber match like that, I think is an issue, because it doesn't really help storyline-wise.
Yeah, and there's no nothing for them to win from it either.
Yeah, what is the purpose other than they get to beat the crap out of Sammy inside the chamber? Not really, you don't really get anything out of that. You see the upshot to Sammy doing it, but it doesn't make sense if they needed the Bloodline to do it. Especially when they could just jump in beforehand and beat the hell out of him before they get to the chamber. But there you go.
So, yeah, that's everything WWE-wise for us, I believe.
I believe it is, yeah. So, let's see. So at this point, essentially, are there any outstanding questions or comments anyone might want covered that we haven't touched upon already?
I don't believe so.
Okay, so always like to make sure of that stuff. So nothing at my end. So cool. Right. So there we go. So normally this is where we have the after show, but as Kaylee's not around, it doesn't seem like we're going to have one. So.
Kaylee's currently on the phone to her friend, who is currently sectioned. So.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's.
What do you want?
Don't worry, Kaylee. Get back to your phone call.
We're doing an after show.
Yeah, we can do after show.
With,
Talking to the nut house.
They're live.
Did you say Kaylee's in a nut house?
No, her best friend is.
Oh, okay. Some people get invited to all the best parties.
You want to say hi to the live people?
No.
I'm with you on that one. I just said no too.
So we can kind of hear her in the background anyway, which is kind of funny.
No, I'm just going to show the phone. My phone.
She's on the phone. Yeah, it's like Trigger Happy TV back in the day. The great big fans.
What do you
go, I'm on the phone. Why are
Are
you
you on
putting
the
funny
phone or
faces,
is the
Darren?
phone on you? Find out after this.
Phone's in me. What?
The
It
phone's
kind of
in
depends.
you.
It kind of depends whether it's phone sex.
Spec sent me to the ER.
Yes, please.
Do you know where your light bulb is?
Hey, babe.
Right next to the on switch, ain't
Hey,
it?
babe.
Or is that the prostate?
Well, it depends what you're pressing, I guess.
Under pressure. Dun, 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 dun.
Click, 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 click. Oh, yeah.
I don't care what it looks like.
I would say I'm sorry for anyone who's on Aaron's stream and is a bit dainty and not used to this sort of thing, but unfortunately, that's not me.
What
I
do you do?
am this way.
I'll get that tattooed.
There is no dainty people, really. I don't think.
I don't know, just checking. I'd just like to clarify because I do have a filter. I just reserve it for my coffee.
I was waiting for that. I reserved
Yeah.
mine for Instagram
Ugh.
and Snapchat. You can't really go ugh about that. Most of your publicity is through Instagram.
I don't like the filters though. I don't like filters at all.
Mm.
And actually, most of my publicity is not through Instagram.
Jeez.
Online visibility, yeah, but most of my publicity is not through Instagram.
Well, I'm gonna raid out, being as there's no after show.
Well,
By the
yeah,
sound
I
of
mean,
things.
a lot of that depends on whether Kaylee's going to help her friend break out of sectioning or not, which I'm pretty sure she probably shouldn't do because that's a bad thing. So,
No, last time she broke out, she went missing for a few hours. So
yeah,
probably not.
let's not do that.
Mhm.
There's a reason why you are in a place like that.
I mean, we kind of need the maid of honor for the wedding, so
Well, you
I say
need to
kind
bride
of.
and the groom. You need to bride and the groom and the person doing the ceremony. The rest is, well, except for me and the photographer, the rest is all kind of optional, honestly, because technically I'm a witness as well then at that point.
Yeah, true.
So, and I'm
So,
quite safe. I'm quite a safe witness because I'm gonna be there. So it's
Yeah.
nice. But yes, you're probably best off letting everybody shoot off. Are you going to raid out to anyone in particular? You got somebody in mind?
We are going to raid out to the deputy head of the Psycho Squad, the bearded chef.
Ooh, hello, bearded chef.
We are going to raid him. He's playing Rocket League. He's also sponsored by Wraith, the energy drinks company. Before we go, I will say use code CWC for 10% off all your Wraith purchases because it's a discount. So use it if you want to get some energy drinks, and they are good, believe me. Otherwise, I'd have been asleep by now.
Cool. Right. All you lovely people on Aaron's Twitch, just for you log out because this is for them. Okay. You guys, if any of you are London based, if you want a Valentine's Day photo shoot, okay, contact Aaron. Aaron will give me a code and tell me who you are, okay? We'll arrange a shoot and I will do it for half price.
Nice.
But you have to go through Aaron to do it, okay?
Cool.
Okay. Obviously, you have up until the 13th of February because it's Valentine's.
Yeah. Oh, I have something I wanted to talk to you about as well.
Oh, yeah, I know you do, but yeah, you're gonna do the raid out thing, and then we'll switch off with YouTube as well, and then we can have a talk.
Oh, come on.
So, bye, Twitchers. Bye, Twitch.
It's not letting me.
You're out of practice.
No, I'm trying to get up his stream so that way I can raid him properly.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Yeah, it's a real kick in the ass.
If that's the case, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, I think.
Um, okay, that's gone through without me. Mm.
I'm trying to get the dominant fucking big team.
What do you want me?
With Colin coming in for the race. Thank you so much for the race, my dude. How is this great, bro? Well, good race. Kind of an bit, Jeff. I would say I'm right stream up, but that's where the crap starts. I used to be, but the two main games that I now play is Rock League and Fortnite.
Okay, that's gone through. So we've lost the Twitch people.
Well, they've gone off to their thing, which is what they should have done anyway. So. In that case, we'll say goodbye to YouTube as well then, because that's just fun. So you guys all have fun and enjoy. And you can check out Aaron's streaming periodically on Twitch throughout the week, because that's just what Aaron's going to be doing. And see what he does. So later people. Bye-bye.